Wounding is the most powerful mechanic in Monster Hunter Wilds, and today we're pushing it to the absolute limit. This is the Wound Specialist. If you live for that perfect focus strikes, you just found it. It's efficient, destructive, and it's officially here to hijack the SNS meta. Welcome back to the channel, Hunters. I'm Onshift Gaming, and as you can see, Deadpool is back in the Forbidden Lands. If you're new here, we don't just follow the meta, we challenge it. Today's mission is simple. We're taking the most slept-on mechanics in Wilds and turning them into a surgical tool for the endgame. Let's head to the tent. The heart of this build is the Gogma Atrian SNS Blast Element attack-based and attack-focused. Now the standard meta usually pushes for 4 attacks and 1 sharpness, but for this setup, we're running 3 attacks and 2 sharpness. Why? Because of the sheer volume of heavy sharpness attacks we're throwing. Between the constant wounding pressure and those devastating focus strikes, that extra sliver of white isn't just a luxury, it's a requirement to keep this build surgical without constant backing off to sharpen. Now for the armors, we're running the Guardian Arcveld Helm Beta, Udra Marmel Gamma, Transcended Rathalos Vembrices Beta, Guardian Arcveld Coil Beta, and the Dahad Shardgreaves Gamma. For the talisman, we're using an unknown charm with Partbreaker 2 and Blast 1. The only requirement here is the Partbreaker 2, but if you get the Blast 1, that's also good, and also make sure that you have the level 2 decoration slot. And speaking of decorations, now that we've got the frames, let's look at the internal components, starting with the weapon decorations. We're slotting Critical Jewel 3 followed by 2 massive hybrids, Guardian 3 and Handicraft 1 and Razor Sharp 3 and Handicraft 1. These are the keys to our sharpness management, keeping us in the white and ensuring our edge doesn't dull during those heavy hitting focus strikes. Moving to the armor slots, this is where we pack in the real power. We're putting in 2 Tenderizer and 2 Flare Jewels to hit our wounding thresholds. Backed by 3 Mighty Jewels for that crit consistency, we've also tucked in 1 Counter Jewel for those raw spikes, plus 1 Shockproof and 1 Adapt for the essential utility. Now for that last slot, to be honest, I don't have anything better to put here, so I just slotted Growth. When it all comes together, this is the payload. Starting at the top, we have Critical Boost 3, Offensive Guard 3, and Razor Sharp. That's our foundation for the massive crit damage, raw spikes, and edge maintenance. We're backing that up with the Handicraft 2 and Blast Attack 1 to keep the engine hot. Then we hit the level 5s, Weakness Exploit 5 and Flare 5. This is the heart of the Wound Specialist setup, where we combine guaranteed crits on weak points with absolute destruction on wounds. We round it out with Counter Strike 3, Maximum Might 3 for that extra affinity, and Partbreaker 3 to ensure nothing stays attached to the monster for long. But the real magic happens under the hood with our set bonuses. By slotting those specific upgrades into our blade, we've unlocked Rathalos Flare and Decimator 1 for that massive scaling. We're also triggering the Lord Soul group skill. The best part is how these skills actually help each other out, stacking their effects to bring out even more power than they would on their own. It's not just about high levels, it's about how these bonuses amplify every single hit we land. So let me explain the mechanics on why this works. First, the blast status isn't just for extra damage, it's a tool for opening wounds, breaking parts, and consistently flinching the monster. By running Flare 5, we're drastically increasing the rate at which those wounds open, while also proccing an extra 400 non-elemental damage periodically. Combine that with a Part Breaker, which doesn't just destroy parts, it gives us a massive 30% boost to wound destruction hits during focused strikes. Also, take note that wound destruction actually scales based on the number of hunters. It's solid for a solo hunter, but in a full group, that number goes much higher. To ensure we are hitting the maximum damage on the monsters, we have Wex 5 giving us 50% affinity on focus strikes, and Maximum Might adding another 30%. All of this is happening while we're triggering Scorcher 1. It's a perfect storm of status, crit, and part destruction. One quick heads up before we go, Gamma Arcveld releases tomorrow. I'll be diving in the second it drops to see how the new gear shifts the meta. I'll update this build once we've had a chance to explore those new armor pieces and skills, so keep your eyes peeled for that briefing. The Wound Specialist is officially ready for deployment. If you want a build that's as comfy as it is destructive, this is your new daily driver. Like the video if you think this build is awesome, and subscribe to Onshift Gaming so you don't miss that Gamma update tomorrow. Maximum effort, hunters, and I'll see you in the field.